Psychopaths that are charming our way into the hearts and the minds while subconsciously trying to fight their own demons. If I was dating the government, there'd be a few red flags, like the inability to pay your bills would be a deadbeat or a bum. Always fighting that seems aggressive like a guy I wouldn't want to date. Always dreaming about ways to make things better but never actually doing anything. Manipulative and looping chat over and over again without a consensus. Sounds like a mental illness to me, pardon me. But why do we pay backstabbers to be mentally ill again? Taking away human rights. Doing what's best for everyone but betraying everything they say they sworn to uphold. Like punishment doesn't deter the crime and giving out money to people who you don't even know while ignoring your own family really along the lines of suicidal. Or maybe they just got framed and are forced to do things because I don't know. I can't understand why. Maybe somebody's threatened them. I can't even understand why they're trying to do. I'm only guessing why there's loop chats and there's no consensus. That stuff is crazy. Portland, Oregon decriminalized all drugs. They don't have a real plan to have treatments in place so people that could use drugs in a peaceful environment, much less the fact that you have underpaid workers who really aren't healthy to begin with. And whether we make sure that people are paid fair wages, raised correctly in good homes and have health care, babysitting to begin with, and treatment in the same place to go. Maybe drugs should be free and housing to those who want it. Anyway, why do I work so hard to get the government just who wants to rob me? That's a red flag. Oklahoma trying to push the Bible on children who are abused by their parents and have no money, which basically we need trade schools and help with education so they can do something with their lives and have a future. But that isn't just low-level income, but some dumb congressman decided to impose views on millions of children because he's a Bible thumper and he thinks his values can help people, when in fact, kids need money and the ability to make a living for themselves to escape toxic environments and toxic people. Money. Kids need money. The other day, police were threatening mentally ill children in Oklahoma for threatening to blow up the schools randomly and calling threats into the phone, but in reality, it's just rebellion against a form of forced child slavery when angry children who have no real positive outcomes going to a place that isn't fun and probably isn't doing them any good to begin with, then you expect them to be thankful to be forced into slavery, which is crazy to think about because in reality, forced child slavery is, I'd be angry too. And why don't we create a positive system instead? Pay kids weekly amount of money to go to school and put fences around schools with metal detectors to get in and see-through bags for safety. If I sent my kids to public schools, I want them to be in a positive environment where that everyone doesn't have to feel like a slave or forced to do it, or a kind of situation that's really negative for them. Police threatening mentally ill children is a red flag. Red flag. So Bible thumping lunatics are forcing kids into child slavery and then wondering why they're angry and the police are threatening the angry mentally ill children that have PTSD. That seems wrong. That's a red flag. Kind of like the congressman in Oklahoma that took away pain medications from physician's assistants. Now basically they don't prescribe medication even if you're in pain. So people that are just left to suffer even though you have reoccurring ear infections or fevers that are extremely painful. I had 2 surgeries. It wasn't even given pain medication, which lead people either fending for street medications to treat the pain they receive from surgery to put them at risk to try to help themselves. So left untreated, take ibuprofen after surgery isn't good enough. The politicians are wrong for that. I don't even like pain medications yet. I can't even get it because someone else has a problem. Forcing the problems on other people's problems on me is their problem. That's a red flag. You create anger in society by trapping people and setting them up from the beginning. Then wonder why people are so violent, failing to address the psychology of the situation. Social slavery, bullying, you didn't help anyone to better, but made the situation worse. You forgot to look at the bigger picture, or lack of money, income stability, healthcare, mental health care, and in general, these people, what are they doing, and what do they need to become stable members of society? Money. What is society but a person in need? We're meeting low about socialism, and it's a problem, but we give corporate tax breaks to millionaires while puny politicians complain about a single mom on welfare. That seems really unfair. Statistics, low standards, not looking good for the bigger picture. That's a red flag. Red flag. It's not enough red flags. 15% of prisons, they're mentally ill. 15% of prisoners are mentally ill with psychopathy. Really, they say 80% of prisoners are mentally ill, but some with psychopathy. So it's nature that's the fault. Genetic predisposition. And why can other countries seem to control their mentally illness when treated with rehabilitation skill building? These involve measures to increase participation and security vulnerable areas, efforts to achieve strong workforce principles, and measures to strengthen public health, accessible medical care. It's a red flag for me in society to have poor health care, then torture the children in schools, then blame the children. That's a red flag, and wonder why they grow up to steal because they don't have an education. A red flag. Then blame the individual for for a systemic problem. Another red flag, problems with black hair products. They put red dyes in our foods. Cancer is a biological weapon that's a red flag. Be careful what you create, because what you create can come back to haunt you. Be careful what you say, because that can come back to haunt you. A cop didn't lock up his gun, and when he got home, his kid got a hold of it and shot himself. Children dying because of neglectful parents. They say violence is everywhere. It's something that is created socially through the laws and the ideas we convey. We can choose to be nonviolent, non-lethal force instead. Leave your guns at homes, in the trunk, or at a firing range. Things could be different again. The system wants to blame the dad for bringing home his gun. It wasn't his fault, really. It's a systemic problem of too many guns and poor decision-making on part of the people. Lobbyists demand that guns make us safer, but in fact, they do not make us safer. Statistics say if we have more guns, we are more likely to die, and we are more likely to get shot. Let me repeat that. Statistics say if we have more guns, we are more likely to get shot. And that's the truth. Police should have to leave their guns in the trunk of their cars and only use them in situations that occur. It shouldn't occur that often in reality, but they should offer money to people, like $500 to children here in Oklahoma for guns, just to get the extra guns off the streets, because kids have poor decision-making skills, and it's a common problem. Will anybody listen to my ideas? Why can't we make something happen? But you can spend millions on a tram system that no one uses, and you can't seem to fix kids doing crime, homelessness, or even fund mental health treatment. I hurt so bad they beat me down. The government beat on me here. People beat on me where I used to live. I used to be loved. I didn't get loved much here, and I don't mean to complain, but I'm in pain, and no one hears my cries. I know abuse is not my fault, and I'm not to blame, but here are some things that I think about. A few red flags. This is just a red flag. A few red flags.